Respected viewers, this is Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan and you are watching YouTube, Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan Official. You know, after the war, India constituted a big committee of all parties, members of the parliament. And one was very important where Congress I's leader Sashi Tharoor, known to be very articulate, well-read, good speaker, a person of wisdom and knowledge, he was appointed as head of the delegation, who is these days visiting North America, South America and the mainland America. Donald Trump, it was all a surprise for the people. The President of the United States, last night, he said, it was me, the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. I got stopped the war, otherwise it would have been a nuclear one, very destructive, very killing, and the innocent people have been saved from the miseries. Otherwise, it would have been a great loss. I stopped India and Pakistan for a ceasefire, and they did it. Anyway, the issue remains the occupation of India of the Jammu and Kashmir. India went to United Nations, participated in the voting and the resolution. They accepted at the time 1948. And they never got it implemented, with the result the Kashmir is a dispute, internationally accepted, recognized dispute between Pakistan and India. Now the third party is also there, there is a China. So one can say that Pakistan, India and China and the people of Kashmir themselves are the party to this major conflict that has resulted 4 to 5 wars between the two countries. What Donald Trump has observed about the Sashi Tharoor, the Indian intelligent person or the intellect of India, jewel of India, he says he is a liar. Tharoor, I think he did not properly studied the personality traits of President Trump, who himself was very active against the deep states of America. Even the establishment of America was not able to get hold of President Trump. He participated in the elections. He first got the nominations from the Republicans, then he participated in the elections and he defeated the Democrats. Sitting President Joe Biden was kicked out of the office. And Trump never liked to even listen the name of Obama or Joe Biden, the Democrats, Clinton. He doesn't like them to be talked about in front of President Donald Trump. So Sashi Tharoor was very, praising the services, global services, etc., by Obama and Joe Biden. Donald Trump said that it was me alone which I intervened and asked India and Pakistan to stop the war. And for future, he says, if they continue to be in a ceasefire position, it is going to be helpful for the resolution of the conflict, whether it is the Indus Water Treaty putting in abeyance or the question of settlement of Jammu and Kashmir. Unfortunately, Indian people had even not examined or studied the personality traits of Narendra Modi, who was the killer, known to be the killer, butcher of Gujarat, as the Bible says, Pakistani political leader. So they were only playing the playing with the sentiments of anti-Islam, anti-Muslims, anti-minorities, Sikhs and Christians put together. And even day before yesterday, they lynched a Muslim man for the reasons or the mob may be knowing, or the Indian government have not yet ordered for any investigations or probe of the case. So, the lynching of minorities happened to be a usual practice in the name of cow protection, or in the name of the religious places of the Hindus, temples, etc. They just make an excuse and kill the person on the street, on the road. It's a mob act of lynching innocent minority member, whether it's a Christian, Muslim or Sikh. As very common happenings are taking place, and the Foreign Office of Pakistan has drawn attention of the world as such to this heinous crimes that time and again take place in India. So, given that situation, an environment sort of thing, has been created by the Indians, members of the cabinet, like the Raj Nath, the sitting minister, Union Minister of for Defense. He says now the next war is going to be from the seas. We are modernizing aircraft carrier Vikrant, INS Vikrant, and we will make that the Karachi and the coastal areas are properly taken to task by the Indian Navy, as if Pakistan Navy is sleeping. Pakistan Navy is not there to resist any uncalled for attack by India. Or even the Air Force will also be welcoming the Indians. Okay, come, you are free, and there is no restriction, or there is no obstruction in the skies. They have forgotten what they have done with their own friend France. Emmanuel Macron, the honorable president of France, is not happy with the government of India, with the Prime Minister of India, with the Defense Minister, with the Air Force chief there. And they have not only lost the credibility of the equipment produced and manufactured by France, they have got the damage done to the best brand in 4.5 generation air jets. So, the relations are turning into be a cold relationship between France and India. India may, for the 66,000 crore transactions of buying the Rafael aircrafts, jets by India may or may not go for that. There are still hopes and doubts for these. They may go for the INS Vikrant aircrafts to be placed on the Vikrant aircraft carrier. So, they may go for the marine Rafael brand of air jets. Given that situation in Pakistan, the Indian interference is there in Balochistan area, and the TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, a banned outfit working on the borders of operating on the borders of Pakistan and Afghanistan. They are using the American left vehicles and the arms and guns against Pakistan. This particular coverage of the so-called attacks by the BLA or the BRF are covered by the cameras, and they are immediately sent to Indian medias, the IDs that must have been received by the Baloch terrorists. So, they send the media coverage and they put it on air. Arnav Swami type people, Gurwaria and Bakshi, Lance Naik, General Bakshi type people, they really enjoy what happens in Pakistan in case of any terrorist attack. So the terrorism has become a bone of contention between the two countries. And nobody in the international community so far, nor the United Nations or any other organization, has so far defined the international terrorism. When I used to teach at the Islamabad University, the international terrorism subject, surprisingly, it was there that the Boko Haram, Shabab-e-Milli, Al-Qaeda, Daesh and Taliban of Pakistan, TTP, are mostly the organizations referred in the definition of the international terrorism carried out by the so-called Islamic organizations in Nigeria, Sudan, etc., in Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, Lebanon, Afghanistan. So this is the case that the international community should have, or should, if it is not too late, they should define the question of liberation fighters, the question of terrorism, the secession movements. What is happening in India's more than a dozen places, the people are struggling for their independence. 7 sister states, Manipura, Tripura, Manipur, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Assam, Guwahati, what's happening there. Mao supporters are being killed there by the Indian forces. They call it terrorism. In case of Punjab, the Sikhs are struggling for their homeland. Indians call that terrorism. The Kashmiris are struggling for their genuine United Nations accepted rights of self-determination that is being denied by the Indians. So one can say that internationally there has been no as such proper working academically that the terrorism should be defined and the liberation fighting, liberation wars should be defined properly, etc. So that the international community or a forum, let it be so. The China has with 33 countries support held a meeting in Hong Kong and created an international forum for the disputes, mediation centers, sort of a court you can call it, international court you can call it, international court of justice you may call it. It is just a beginning. 33 countries participated in the Hong Kong meeting. Pakistan is also very there, and the Pakistan's foreign minister was found very happy there over this. Ultimately it will go against India. The forum will go against India. Why? It will not because of India as such, because of the Indians' hegemony and the Indians' illegal operations and killing of Kashmiri people there in Jammu and Kashmir. Illegally Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. They talk of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Oh, let it be. You were trying. You had mobilized all your people, saying against Pakistan that we are going to retake Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, you come on. You are welcome. Had it be a long war, you must have seen your hundreds of planes down by the Pakistan Air Force, and the destroyers and the frigates are downed in the Sea of Arabia. In the Sea of Arabia. And the Pakistan troops and armed forces, they are very much ready for any consequences whatsoever. Bayan al-Banyan al-Marsus, we highly praise this operation in the sense that it led Pakistan emerging globally very strongly. Thank you very much, my respected viewers. This is Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan official. You may please subscribe it, spread it, comment it and suggest any further improvement in this program. Thank you very much and stay blessed.